Coaches, it's Carmen, and I am going to start a series called Coaching the Coaches that's going to be giving you some real value via video. And one of the first things I wanted to talk about, the very first topic I think is really important, is the topic of ego and how it can get in the way of our business. So I speak from experience whenever I share this type of information because I've walked through it, and I think it's important to put it out to the world so that either you can learn from it, maybe avoid some of the things that I've done that have hurt my business or hurt me personally. But here it is. So the first thing I want to talk about, as I mentioned, is ego. So how does the ego actually get in and sabotage your business? So one way that this happened to me, when I'm going to talk about two things. One is when I was coaching clients one-on-one, how it prevented me from being successful earlier in my business. And two is how it probably prevented me from being the best that I could be for coaches sooner. So the first one is the one-on-one part. So my ego got in the way by thinking, when I started this business, I was a personal trainer. I had no idea how to run a business. This was back in 2009 when I was just kind of getting started with the health and wellness process because of my own story. So all I knew is that I had a deep desire to help people. From over 20 years of learning, I got a lot of information up here, like so much that sometimes I just want to bust to share it. So back in those days, it was like, I just want to tell everyone the shortcut to feeling better in their life. I need to share this information. I was desperate to get it out to the world. Then the next thing I know, people were coming to me, calling me, saying, "Oh, I heard you could help me with my autoimmunity. I heard that you've got thyroid problems. I've been listening to people talk in the gym, and they're talking to you, and you just really know your thing." And so I felt that inflation, a little bit of that. Finally, like somebody's noticing that I know what I'm talking about. This is a way for me to get the word out about what I do. But then automatically ego popped in. And if you're not familiar with ego, you guys need to read the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's super powerful and changed the way that I live my life 100%. But what it did was it came in, ego kind of slid in there. And I truly believe personally that you have the ego and you have the heart. And you can speak from the heart or you can speak from that ego mindset, right? And I allowed the ego to slip in and take the place of what my heart was really, truly wanting to do, which was to help people in every possible way. And the ego stopped me from doing that because it was like kind of this little voice, kind of like the angels you see on the shoulder. You got the devil on one shoulder, the angel on the other. You got the ego on one shoulder, you got the heart on the other. And in that egoic side of me, it was a constant message about, if you start telling people, all of your secrets, someone else might see what you're doing and come in and imitate you and take business from you. Someone else might know more than you. Someone else might hinder the ability for you to grow your business. So instead of really sharing all of my information in a bigger way, I started to draw back a little bit and keep things private and only send things specifically to people in emails, and be careful about the things that I shared in public. Like it was almost like hoarding my knowledge. And so, it didn't really do great things for my business. I still was getting referrals, but I sensed like the underlying anxiety and the fact that I was letting my ego run my business was hindering me from being more successful and hindering me from really fulfilling that big picture of helping as many people as possible. So once and Eckhart Tolle's book kind of made its way into my life at that point as well. And once I realized that, this is the wrong way to do things. Like, you're put here for a reason. You've been given a gift, right? You went through a lot of trials with your health. And yet here you sit with all of this information when there are people out there going through what you went through. And your main goal is to help them, and you're holding on to it. It just was so contradictory for what I was trying to do with my coaching business. So I shifted that. I shifted the way that I was thinking. I started to move into a more present mindset and so on. All right. So the way that this was hindering my coaching business, I almost felt myself slipping back into that same process when I started coaching coaches, where I was keeping information to myself, not putting it out there as much as I could to not help coaches, but in the fear that someone would see that the method that I used to help people, I was afraid they were going to come in and take that, and try to teach it to other people and take my business. Well, you know what? I've been following business and success leaders for years now, and one of the things that was mind turning for me then was also, don't keep your biggest gifts to yourself, share them with the world, right? Get it out there, share your best stuff so that people can succeed, and they can see what you have, and then want to know more from you. And so that's what I started to do. I really put my signature method of approach, education, preparation, and action, which is the safest method of coaching and bridges that gap between experts and coaches. And I started to really throw it out there into the world. I did a lot of free work. I gave away a lot of free courses, lots of mentoring and brainstorming for free, lots of free information, just because I want everybody to know that there's an easier way to do this. It wasn't about selling anything at the time, because I didn't even have a course created at the time. I just knew that how I was helping people worked. I had like a 99% success rate with my clients, and I knew that coaches were struggling. And so creating that approach and putting everything that I had been doing all of these years into a way that was, teachable to coaches was really important for me. And so I just decided that I am not going to fear the fact that there are other people out there teaching coaches. I'm not going to fear that there are other people out there marketing to people that they may have an approach that works, that's similar to mine, because there's nothing like it. I can say that straight up. I created it. I've been using it for almost 7 years. It is unique to me. And I'm not saying this from the ego side of things. I'm saying this from a factual point. And that giving and sharing and providing information in an authentic, honest way so that coaches can be successful and can have an easier way of going through this world of coaching and make a bigger impact is my goal. And the goal for that, the avenue and the direction to that is to share with you and give you free information and support you and guide you and all of that. So it is a constant struggle, I think, truly, for coaches that enter the space, that are in the space of helping clients, and also for the coaches that are coaching coaches. We need to get out of the mindset that someone's going to be able to do what we do, because we are who we are. No one can be me. I can't be anyone else, and I don't want to be, which is one reason why I would never try to go out and recreate what someone else is doing. It doesn't feel even right in my bones or in my heart. And so I work everything from my original work comes directly from my experience with clients, the pain and problems of going through this business, building this business, the big fat mistakes that I've made over and over again, the costly financial mistakes I made buying the wrong things. Like, there's no secret. Like, I am not a guru. I'm not a person who knows the right thing to do right off the bat, and I don't make false promises. I only learned this stuff the hard way. So all I'm saying is the first coaching the coaches topic today is ego, because I think it's the biggest barrier to success in so many ways with so many circumstances. So if you find yourself like pulling your information tight, worrying about whether or not someone is going to steal your business, just remember there are enough sick people in this world for all of us. You could never have enough health coaches for all of the people in the world that need our help. So try to put that belief to the side. If you are a health coach in the same space that I am, where we are helping other people, just remember that collaboration is the key to success for our coaches. So if we cannot create a partnership, an understanding between each other of collaboration, and not stepping on each other's toes, and not duplicating services, and supporting each other, we're only going to make a bigger difference for coaches in their business, and we're only going to make a bigger difference to the clients out there that are working under our coaches. So I am a big collaborator. It's why I have attended Mindshare. It is why I bring experts to my coaches and have been for quite some time now, and why I think it's really important that I support them and what they do. I'm no stranger to promoting other people who have done for you programs. I make no secrets about promoting people who are doing things that I don't do. I don't really do any of those kickstart programs for coaches or cleanses. I don't do sugar detoxes. I don't do any of that. But I have coaches that I trust that do, and I will promote them and share their information because I think it's valuable to other coaches, and I think it's valuable to our clients. So let's try to step out of this egoic mindset that we are all guilty of. And I've told you mine. I'm not holding back any secrets. I'm guilty of it. We have all been in that space, and maybe we are all there. Some of us are there now. So I'm encouraging you to learn from my mistakes, Don't let that ego speak louder than the angel on your shoulder. Try to flick it off, whichever shoulder it sits on, and make your decisions from your heart. Because and I'm going to say this, and I know this is a long video, we're at 10 minutes, and I usually try not to do that, but when we can, there's a company out there, you've probably heard of them, and I've done a video on it, the M-Wave 2 and the Heart Math Institute. There's science out there that speaks to speaking from our heart, working from our heart, coming from our heart in everything that we do, and how it changes the way that our heart beats and the way that we feel stress in our lives and the way that our brain reacts. And then I can almost guarantee that if I put my M-Wave system on now, I actually own the M-Wave little gadget. If I put that on to sense my heartbeat and I started speaking from my ego, I bet you I would not find that heart rate variability state of calm that I would find if I spoke from my heart and tested it the same way. Might even do a video on that later on. But I just encourage everyone to, watch these Coaching the Coaches videos that I'm going to be doing for you and loading into my blog. Consider how it might apply to you. Not everything I say is going to resonate with you, and that's fine too. But maybe open your mind to the fact that there are some messages that need to get through to you that maybe you didn't think should be entering your mind. But anyway, I do appreciate the time you've taken to listen to this. I do appreciate the space to be vulnerable and open about my own mistakes. And just look forward to being a more authentic and open person with everyone. So anyway, have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the boards and in my groups and anywhere else that you choose to interact with me. Thanks again. See you later.